How I budget my $1,900 bi-weekly paycheck. Let's get right into it. Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Nikki. If you are returning, welcome back. Now, the very first thing we got to do is take out our budget notebook and turn to our paycheck budget worksheet. This is where I write down my paycheck, budget out my paycheck, and all of those things. I am going to put a screen recording of me already writing this out, and I'm just going to explain to you exactly what I'm doing on that video. So the very first thing I do is I write out my pay date. So my pay date was April 11th, 2025. And then up under the income section, I will put my paycheck number, whatever it is. So this is my very first paycheck of April. So I'm going to put paycheck number 1, and then I'm always going to include the remaining balance in my account, because before I wasn't doing this, and it was seeming like your girl was in the negative, and your girl was not in the negative. It was just I wasn't including the remaining balance in my accounts. So I budget my paycheck at the lowest amount that my paycheck has ever been, and it's $1,900, but I was actually paid $1,901. And then I don't include the money that I have remaining for my account. However, I did have $240.56 left remaining in my account. So that gives me a budgeted income of $2,159.57 to work with this pay period. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my monthly calendar, and then everything that you see highlighted in pink is going to be taken care of with this paycheck. So I'm going to read you off all of the bills and expenses that are going to be taken care of with this paycheck. So I'm going to have retirement. I'm budgeting $102.30. Investing $109.39. Savings, I put $250 every single time that I'm paid. Aftercare, $120. Google storage, $1.99. Gas, $50. Discover credit card minimum payment, $104.77. Short-term disability, $83. Collections, I have a thing in collections. So collections account is $115. Merit credit card, $4. Aftercare, $120. Gas, $50. My phone bill, $175. Now the next thing I do is I take my income and I subtract all of my bills and expenses, because I want to be able to know that I have enough money that I made this pay period to take care of all of the bills and expenses. So I took my income, which was $2,159.57, and I subtract my bills and expenses, which is $1,285.45, and I'm left with $874.12, which may seem like a lot of money. However, I still have to go back to my monthly portion of my budget and see exactly what is my goals for the month. What other things that I say that I want to put money aside for and things like that, and I will start deducting that money from there. I also normally, what I would do as well is I will go ahead and leave money in this account so that it can take care of other bills that's going to be coming up, because you just never know what may be happening with your paycheck that's coming up. It may be a little bit shorter than what you planned it to be, or it may be a little bit more. Hopefully it's always a little bit more, but we know things come up, things happen, and sometimes it is a little bit shorter than what you expect it to be. Now I'm gonna break down how I actually set this budget up to be a cashless budget, you guys. Now, I'm not the type of person that stuff envelopes and that type of stuff. I did that at the beginning of my journey. I now have everything on automation, and money comes in and money goes out to all of these different places. So I'm gonna run down how my accounts are set up where my budget is actually cashless. So when I'm actually paid, money goes into my retirement account, so that's a separate account itself. Money also go into my investing account, that's another separate account, and then money goes into my banking savings account, which is a separate account from everything else as well. Then once all of those three things are funded, then the remaining portion of my money goes into my main checking account, which is a separate checking account from the savings account that I just told you guys about. So this is in a different bank. This is where the checking account is. Now, when it comes to like my household bills and my mortgage payment, utilities and stuff like that, I have a separate account, which is another checking account that I take out $1,500 from this main checking, and I transfer it over to into this house account, into a different checking account, to make sure that all of my main bills are taken care of. And whatever is left over inside of my account, that is my variable spending money. So that's the money that I'm going to go to the gas station with. That's the money I'm going to go to the grocery store with. That's the money I'm going to put aside for fun and things like that. So inside of that checking account, that main checking account, if I'm saving things, if I'm saving for like sneakers, if I'm saving for out to eat, or if I'm saving for any little thing that I got going on, that money would get transferred into my savings account, which I consider my sinking funds. So I only have one savings account that's attached to that bank or whatever, but I have many, or not many, but two different accounts that's within the same bank, and I can transfer to any one of those accounts that I want to. So I have two checking accounts with the same bank, and I have about 4 savings accounts with the same bank as well, and I can just transfer money all around into those different savings accounts if I choose to. So with my main checking, I have 2 additional savings accounts plus my own savings account, and within those savings accounts, I use one for just my sinking fund, so things that I'm saving for, such as my sneakers, if I'm going out of town, things like that. And then if I got the other savings account for things like for something for my son, so if I know my son got something coming up where I want to put money aside for him, I'm gonna put it in that savings account. And then I have another savings account for just like my emergency, so if I get a flat tire, if I run out of gas, Lord forbid, for like little minor things, I will have money set aside in that savings account as well. Now within my home checking account, I share that checking account with my boyfriend, so there is a joint account. So within that checking account, there is a checking and a savings. So with us, we do not have any savings inside of that home savings as of yet, but I'm trying to talk to him about maybe we should start putting some savings inside of just that savings account, just in case something happened with the house where like one time we had to get the breaker fixed, and that was $250, or the toilet stop up or something like that. Anything that happens with the house, maybe we should have a savings account for the house, so that way we don't have to take it out of our personal savings accounts and things like that. So that's all of the accounts that I have going on so far, that money comes in and money just goes out to these respective accounts, and I don't have to do anything. The only thing that I have to monitor is my main checking account, where I'm doing my variable spending on the things such as gas, food, and like my shopping and stuff like that. That's the only thing I have to monitor, and I use my budget spreadsheet for that. So every single time that I spend money, I come over to my budget spreadsheet, input that information in, and it's gonna tell me exactly how much I have left in that category. So that way, when I'm planning for the week ahead or the next day or whatever it is, I can see how much money I have left, and I can kind of like move accordingly. But that's all for this video, and that's exactly how I budget my $1,900 bi-weekly paycheck on a cashless budget system. Let me know in the comments, will you be trying this method out? And I'm gonna link my budget workbook and the budget spreadsheet down below, just in case anyone is interested, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.